Okay, here's the last part of this three-part second series. They're all 10 minutes long. Sorry about that. But one thing that talked about a little bit about was on timing and off timing. So this really applies for me in the 5-bar, and this is kind of like I played against a guy back in Ottawa when I first started playing this game at a high level by the name of Murd Busky. He had this pass. I didn't quite understand why there was this pass that I just was never ready for. He had a pretty nice 5-bar and a really awesome shot, but he had this one pass that I was just, for some reason, just never reacted to. Didn't understand why I didn't react to it. So his 5-bar was kind of very similar, just a very simple brush series. So his cycle was like kind of like this. He'd bring it over and he'd just hover, and he'd bring it over and hover, and you kind of get used to the fact that he's going to pass at this point now. So you get used to someone's timing. Everyone practices, so they have timing that they do. So he'd have this pass. His core pass was pass now. So you get really used to that, and then you start to kind of only pay attention, only defend when that ball is coming over slowly. So it's like he's going to pass now. And you can kind of just talk about it. You can go, he's going to pass now, kind of thing. But he had this one pass. I don't think he really understood why it worked, but I kind of caught on to it being a beat by it enough that where he would bring it over and then he'd do something like that. Where if you're only paying attention to where the ball was coming this way and down here, you think, okay, he's just setting up, okay, now he can pass. Just setting up, now he can pass. But now he had this other little tic-tac little brush that it looked like when he was just setting up is when he passed. So it was like on the off timing. So this pass would be on timing. Kind of expected it to come, because the timing of it was expected, but this pass is off timing. Probably didn't sell that very well. Let me do that again. So he just did a brush. So let me show you the on timing. Hover, hover, pass. And here's the off timing. Hover, hover. But hopefully you get the concept. I'll do it again. So there's hover, hover, pass. That's on timing. And then here's the hover, hover, setting up. Oh, now passing. So that whole concept, then that second pass, that the off timing one, I'll call it, where you hovered, he looks like he's setting up and he passed it. That one always caught me off guard. And I wondered, well, why? Because it was, for the whole purpose was. Well, the whole reason was because I was paying attention more on that first toss, because that's what he did 80% of the time. That was when I was defending, but when he was setting back up, I was relaxed. I was just waiting for him to go again, so that was like on the off timing when I wasn't ready, or the hidden time, or whatever you want to call it. I call it off timing. So I kind of built the whole series around that, and my 5-bar is kind of like going back and forth. So if you just follow the ball, say if the defender is just following the ball, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but so if the defender is just following the ball, as I go back and forth, the defender is just following the ball, so that at any time, if I was just to do my normal on-timing pass into the lane, he'd be there, and if I did that slow to the wall, if he was just following the ball, he would be there to block it. So the concept of an off-timing pass then, say for the lane, if he was just following, is a little double pump or tic-tac lane. So again, we show the repetitive, get him in the cycle of the on-timing, and then change up the timing. So that would be like off-timing pass. And the same concept would happen, you could do an off-timing wall as well. So again, you show the timing, and at the last second, when you would normally do that wall, you double pump it, and that makes it off timing. They wouldn't be ready for it if they were following. So if they were just following the ball, whoa, twice. Try that again. So if they were just following the ball, if they were just following the ball, that would catch them off guard because it's not on the right timing for them to follow it. Because then, by the time I did the pass, I'll just kind of try to diagram it. So if they're following the ball, and I do a tic-tac pass, you see how they were off, they're in the wrong beat. You can think of it as on beat, off beat. So that's kind of the concept behind that. And there's a whole bunch of passes that people can do around that. And shots, like I showed my on-timing and off-timing shots. So like for pull side, let's say, if they're just following, if they're just going to follow my rock, so, you know, kind of like that, so that, and there. So an off-timing, to beat that kind of motion, if the understanding is I can only hit pull when I'm on this side of the ball, and then if they come across, well then they'll come, well they'll go like that. So to get the off timing on that would be my hand going the way there, like that. So I would be able to do a quick little pull, half rock kind of thing while I'm on the pull side of the ball, as opposed to shooting pull from that side of the ball. So just imagine if you were to follow, you know, try to follow this thing and think, okay, I can go push, 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 push. So that's when I can go push. That's on timing. And then off timing is, okay, I'm going to do push again, push, 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 push. So that would be the off timing. They wouldn't have been in the push when I was on this side of the ball. So as I was coming on from this side of the ball across, they'd be coming off the push. So then I can just do a quick, like, just want to keep the rock the same. You don't want to give away like any big tell like that. You want to be coming across the same way and then hit the push. So that's off timing on that side. I don't know if that made a lot of sense. I don't know if I explained it too well, but I gave it a shot anyways, and it would have had nice to have a little assistant. Maybe I'll get my son in here one of these days to help me out. So that's the concept of setup and options. And then the next series we'll talk about reading. And you kind of see how the on-timing, off-timing kind of concept lays into reading when you want to see, well, okay, is he following me or not? And that might tell you what option to decide upon and then execute. So that's all for now. Till next time, thanks.